I'm going to put to you a question, okay? I want to ask, has this ever happened to you, right? You're on Discord, you're lolling around, and then suddenly you get one of these goddamn Discord advertisement messages, right? From the moment I started Honkcraft, have had probably 100 of these things that I've had to ban, right? Discord bots. This video is about these Discord bots, alright? I'm going to be doing a little bit of research into said bots. And the two big culprits are OP Minds and this other one called Mortal Minds, alright? I kept digging and digging and digging, and the rabbit hole just went deeper and deeper and deeper, and holy strap in, this is one hell of a video. So I want to show you guys something that might be a little bit odd, right? Mainly down here, you see like these two servers, we've got OP Minds and then we have Mortal Minds. Makes sense, right? So I'm just going to go on OP Minds to start, right? So we're going to log in, and what you'll find is that this spawn, you know, makes sense. Move around very quick, whatever. I got this compass here, so this is like a hub. So I'm just going to like look around. You see these trees. There's this pathway that keeps going forward and forward. Got this big overhang. Makes sense, right? Got this thing in the sky, which I don't know what it's meant to be, but you know, whatever. It's a hub. Who cares? So now I'm going to open this. You see this menu? Memorize this menu, okay? We're going to go through, and bada bing, bada boom, here we are. You can see the owner, Mr. DaveCraft47, is online. You can see like this big mine A, PvP, there's an auto mine area. We got crates over here. I'm going to be going to the crates area to show you guys something. You can see there's a lot of people on. Like, this is a pretty popular server, all things considered. I mean, it makes sense with all the goddamn advertising they've been doing. So I'm all wanted to come to this area, right, to show you, you know, here are the helpers, and then over here, we obviously have the staff with Mr. DaveCraft47 as the owner of the server. Remember that. Alright, now we're going to log out, right? And then this is the part where I had my mind completely blown, okay? I'm going to take you to the Mortal Minds server. Does it look a bit familiar at all? You've got the trees over here. You know, you got the archway. Makes sense. Yep, I'm dead serious. This is it. It's the same hub. And you open this, and what is that? It's the same menu. If you click here, you can see that while the initial area here is different, if you have a look over here, oh my god, what is that? That says crates. That's really similar. I'm just going to go to the crates area. And what do you know? It's the same area. The same hub and the same spawn, alright? But you may notice that there is a different owner online by the name of A222. Obviously, you can see that right here. He's in the tab right there. You can see him listed. And there you go, A222 online. This is the point where I realized that something was really up. It wasn't enough to just say that like, oh, you know, F the bots because Mortal Minds and OP Minds are making them and sending them out and they're annoying everyone and screw these servers, right? It is much more complicated than that. And I realized that I would need to do some digging the moment I joined these servers and found out that they are basically the same. They're both prison servers, they both have the exact same plugin list, tab setup, hub, spawn. Everything is basically the same. So, let's dive into it. Firstly, I wanted to show you guys some of the receipts. So you got OP Minds, Mortal Minds. I should make it clear that I don't think I've ever actually received any Discord advertising that wasn't from these two servers, right? It's either Mortal Minds or it's OP Minds. It's always one of the two, okay? So obviously you guys saw that we've got Mortal Minds is owned by A222, and then we have OP Minds, which is owned by Mr. DaveCraft47. This is important, hang on to it. I decided that the first good place to dig would actually be some of these server Discords. So I went ahead and hopped into the OP Minds Discord, and I found out something really fascinating, alright? If you look here, we have a helper in this Discord by the name of Not Bacon, alright? And you can see that he says that recently Dave Craft became the new owner. Someone asked for elaboration and then says, is A222 owning that one? And he said, yeah, he still owns that one. And then you also see someone saying that this server used to be owned by Password, but Password left. So I've got my alt Discord open. I'm under a account that isn't my main. This is the Mortal Minds Discord, and if you have a look over here, we have Mr. Owner password. And I will show the receipts in a second that prove that password and A22 are the same person. It's not like they're trying to cover it up or anything. It's just he goes by A22 on Minecraft and he goes by password on Discord. Makes sense, right? So anyway, once I was on the Discords, I decided to actually check the pinned messages. This right here is a pinned message from one of the admins of OP Minds, and it basically states that the Discord bots are not in fact owned by them, but instead the Discord bots are being done by some sort of third-party hacker group that is actually trying to get the Discord servers shut down. After doing a bit of research into the OP Minds Discord, I actually discovered that apparently their Discord has been shut down 3 times already, which means that it's working, so that's why the hackers are continuing to do it. They actually want you to report the bots so that they can stop them and ban them, and they're fighting against it. So clearly, this is a lot more complicated than I first realized, right? It's not a matter of these 2 servers are sending out these bots as a form of advertisement. The bots are being sent out against their will to try and have the servers shut down. And also to give them a bad rep and reputation. Right here we have a mod on the Mortal Minds server, basically claiming the same thing, that other servers are trying to get them blacklisted from social platforms through the use of Discord bots. So because of the Discord bots, it basically violates Discord's terms of service, and then Discord steps in and has the Discord servers with all the members shut down. So it was at this point that I realized that Mortal Minds and OP Minds aren't really the source of the bots. Not really, right? So it was time to do a little bit more digging. So I decided to try and search and see if anyone had been looking before me, and I found a very interesting thread on the website known as mcmarket.org. If you go up here, you can actually find that back in March of 2020, there was a user by the name of Rickiest Rick who actually went by the name Voxadub, which I'll be proving in a second, who was the owner of a server named OP Minds. He was selling OP Minds on this MC Market, and I was really fascinated by this. It kind of like struck me as very odd because I remember that the Discord bots started around March. I couldn't really find any bots from February. This was mainly like a March onwards thing, and March was when he decided to sell the server. You can see March 10th selling, and I'm pretty sure that the sell date was a few days after this. I decided to go and look up these users. Obviously you got Rickiest Rick, 20321. The other one of note is this guy named Dark Web. We'll be getting into that. Obviously, you can see a few things here, basically being like I sent proof to Voxadub, and Voxadub said this, and Voxadub said that. So I realized that Rickiest Rick was this guy's marketplace name, and that he probably goes by the name Voxadub. After looking into it a bit more, I found this engine profile belonging to who I think is Voxadub. There's obviously this comment here from 5 years ago, which obviously has nothing to do with this since this is in 2020, but it shows, good job Voxy, you sold the server to abusive, unexperienced staff, meaning that this guy probably has a history of buying and selling servers, which, gonna be honest, was completely news to me. I didn't even know you could do that. So I decided I wanted to look into this Voxadub profile. I was pretty confident that Voxadub was his Minecraft name, and I knew for a fact that because he sold OP Minds, he must have had something to do with OP Minds. The thing is that I firmly believe that OP Minds and Mortal Minds are linked in some way. And the reason I believe that is because both of the servers are set up the same, and they are the only 2 servers that have this bot issue. So I wanted to see if Voxadub was the perpetrator behind it. My theory is that before he sold the server, he set up the bots for advertising so that he could sell it. After the server was sold, he never turned the bots off, meaning that the bots continued to advertise and got the Discord shut down several times. So the theory at this point during my research was that Voxadub was responsible. In order to prove that though, I had to prove that he had some sort of connection to the Mortal Minds server. So what I did is that I actually went on Mortal Minds, and you can see down here, I asked someone if they could do /scene Voxadub for me. A few people did have the /scene perk, and as you can see, they did a search and was not able to find Voxadub. Obviously though, that doesn't prove anything concrete, but I figured that he probably would have had something to do with it and would have been in the essentials logs in some way, unless he sold the server and they did a complete wipe of all of the logs, which is possible. But I don't actually think that Voxadub is responsible for this, because I think we have a much better suspect, which I'm going to get into. Earlier on, I mentioned that A222 was password. You can see here in chat, this is me basically asking, can that be confirmed? Hey guys, is A222 password in Discord? Someone named Panium messages me directly saying yes. So that confirms it, just so there's no anything going on that this guy, password in Discord, is A222, the owner of Mortal Minds. Make sense? Awesome. I want to go back to this thread where Voxadub is selling OP Minds, because it's quite interesting, right? There were two main bidders, one of which was named Dark Web, who, just take my word for it, on the third page ended up bidding, I believe, $3,500. Then you got this guy, 203-201, who ended up bidding $4,000 or $4,500, not too sure, right? I figured that the buyer of the server had to be one of these two, although I'm kind of confident in retrospect that it could be neither of these two, but we'll get into that, alright? I thought it was worth exploring both of their profiles, however, so I explored 203-201's profile since he had the highest bid. Even though he had the highest bid, Voxadub never confirmed who he sold the server to, so it could have been sold to someone over direct message, and it doesn't necessarily have to be 203-201 if we just go by the bids on the forum, considering the fact that 203-201 is actually banned for making multiple accounts. After looking through 203-201's account, I found this on MC Market where he bid $500 on a server called Sparkverse. Sparkverse was being put up by a guy named Economy, which we're going to get to in a second, alright? I thought that this was kind of interesting, and I decided to sort of explore this avenue a bit and see if it would turn up any loose ends. So eventually I decided to log on to Sparkverse to just have a look around, and I found something quite shocking. If you look right there, the owner of Sparkverse is DaveCraft47. Now who's DaveCraft47 again? That's right, DaveCraft47 is the goddamn owner of OP Minds. This guy owns both servers. So now suddenly, I think that DaveCraft47 could be a suspect for someone being behind the Discord bots. In order to explore this avenue a bit more though, I figured that if he really was behind the Discord bots, it would have to make sense for the Discord bots to also be advertising for Sparkverse. So I decided to do a little bit of research and find out if that was the case. Sure enough, I was able to find this Discord thread from 7 months ago, where a dude was talking about how to combat Discord spam bots, and actually revealed that a lot of the spam was coming from a server called Sparkverse. While I never experienced any of these Discord bots myself, there were a lot of people in the comment threads of this Reddit post explaining that they had experienced Discord bots from Sparkverse as well. Meaning that now we have Discord bots coming from OP Minds, we have Discord bots coming from Mortal Minds, and we used to have Discord bots coming from Sparkverse. The link, though, seems to be that DaveCraft is the owner of OP Minds and is the owner of Sparkverse. So therefore it makes sense for him to be behind the bots. I couldn't find any evidence linking Voxadub to Sparkverse, or linking him to Mortal Minds. As a result, I kind of don't think that Voxadub is someone who is behind these bots, but I thought it was interesting that he sold the server, so I thought it was worth exploring. Even with this connection of DaveCraft though, I don't quite think that he's a suspect for someone who is behind these bots, because realistically, where does Mortal Minds fall in all of this? Mortal Minds is also a big player in the bots, and yet DaveCraft seems to have nothing to do with it, despite having a bit of a friendship or knowing A22 at one point. As you can see, there's DaveCraft and Password talking to each other. Remember that Password is A22. And if you will recall correctly, you can see here that A22 used to be the owner of OP Minds and then later moved to Mortal Minds. And now we're going to get to A22 because things got a bit interesting. And this is where the rabbit hole went deep. This is where things really started to click together, and I finally started to see a bit of a bigger picture in all of this. This is the Discord thread that I showed you earlier, basically revealing that Sparkverse used to have Discord bots spamming on their behalf to get advertisement. I found something really interesting at the bottom of this Reddit thread where a guy named Zonko the Great said that the Sparkverse servers are scams that are currently being investigated by multiple members, including evidence of doxing, DDoSing, and family harassment. But that first part really got to me. Sparkverse is a scam. I decided to do a little bit more research on OP Minds and especially Mortal Minds, and I found this, which was interesting. This is Mortal Minds' official Minecraft server list page, and they have comments enabled. Scrolling down to the comment section on this Minecraft server list page, I found some people talking about the idea that this server is a scam. Philsbury claims this server is a scam. Lol, I joined the Discord before it came out and someone revealed that the owner, in quotation marks, has had servers before, and that he keeps up for a while to get money from donations, then shuts it down later on to collect a paycheck for himself, only to repeat the process later with a new server under a different name. So now we have two people claiming that this is all part of a scam. Now, do you remember that I found this page where the user Economy was selling the server Sparkverse, which later got bought by Davecraft, remember? So anyway, if we scroll on down on this page, we'll actually find this user by the name of Fluffy87, who was banned, keep that in mind, who says, "Hey, good computer, remember that time that you sent me pictures of my family, DDoSed me, and doxed me? You also harassed me daily. Devouch, owner is a scammer, dosser, and doxer." Okay, so at this point, I don't even know what to think. We have claims that the owner of Mortal Minds, A222, is a scammer. We have claims that the previous owner of Sparkverse, now owned by Davecraft, was a scammer. Sparkverse was apparently owned by Economy, as you can see selling it here. And we have a claim that he's a scammer. So how does this all link together? Well, I eventually found this. This is a guy on Twitter named Config saying, "Beware of the server owner Economy." He also goes by the name Level. He's a sketchy server owner who is constantly botting other Discord servers and advertising via DMs, has used multiple aliases to scam/deceive people, including myself, and is a pathological liar. I decided to scroll down these comment sections a bit to read this over. Someone saying that they've been DDoSed by this guy, claiming that he's a freak and attempted to scam someone out of 12k and has botted servers and deceived people. Someone saying he's the scummiest owner they've ever worked with. Someone claiming that he is aka Lizards, owner of a prison server. And then that's when I found this. Someone by the name of James Le. He now goes by the name Password in the OP Minds Discord. He just began with the DM bots. People are going to continue to complain about how they've got so many ads and how scummy he is. I took my own time out of my day to message 1 to 2 people who were complaining to message an admin. Both of them got banned because Password has told their staff to just ban them. People should not be playing on the server that he owns. Don't believe what he has to say. He will make an announcement and say you'll get this or that when you purchase, but you don't. Also found someone by the name of Vex saying Economy or Level is also a server owner by the name of Good Computer. He harassed me daily after I resigned from his server Sparkverse. He ended up doxing me and sending me pictures of my family whilst threatening me with SWAT threats and more. He also likes to DDoS and has owned many scam servers in the past, such as Frosty MC or something along the lines. Appreciate exposing him, this means a lot because I was insecure for months because of him. This guy, who, let's call him Kyle, I totally agree with you about this tweet. He scammed me out of rewards when he used to own OP Minds. He also copied Minecraft Prison and OP Minds, and now since was kicked off OP Minds project, he copy and pasted the files onto his new server Mortal Minds. And then some guy said, and then he tricked Voxer into selling him OP Mine files. What the hell is going on? So apparently the reason that Mortal Minds and OP Minds look the same is because this guy, Economy, or Level, or Lizards, or apparently Password, who if you remember is the same goddamn password as this guy, and I will prove that to you in a second, apparently stole all of the OP Minds projects and pasted into Mortal Minds, which is why the two servers look the same. Anyway, and then I found this of someone claiming, yeah, I played on his prison server Raps, but that's dead now. Remember that, we're gonna get into that. So I decided to do the unthinkable, and with my Discord alt, I went onto the Mortal Minds Discord and messaged a moderator by the name of Emma Sweet. After messaging her, I told her, sorry to bother, but A222 or Password or whatever, do you know if he ever went by any other names like Economy, Lizards, or Level? And she said, I know he has gone by Economy, why do you ask? And that is the smoking gun right there. So let's do a quick recap, right? This guy named Economy sold a server named Sparkverse to Davecraft. Ever since he sold it, it seems like the Sparkverse bots have decreased a little bit. But we do know that Sparkverse used to have bots, as per this Reddit thread of someone claiming that 7 months ago, there were Sparkverse bots everywhere. We also know that Economy was the dude who eventually bought OP Minds or scammed OP Minds out of Voxerdub, we're not too sure. as evidenced by the fact that he used to be the owner of OP Mines, but then later gave it up to Davecraft. To a linked in some way, but I kind of think Economy is behind this. We know that Economy owned Sparkverse around the time that there were bots going out for it. We know that Economy owned, under the alias of A222, OP Mines around the time that bots came out for it, and then shortly thereafter began on the Mortal Minds project, as evidenced by the fact that he goes by the name Password, and we've already confirmed that Password used to go by the name Economy. Economy is this scammer dude, all links together. Bots are now coming out from this. I also went and decided to dig a little bit. If you look here, you can see someone saying, I used to play his server Raps, but that's dead now. I was able to find a server Raps that apparently used to be owned by a guy called Lizards, who, if you remember, you can see this guy named Archer, is that guy aka Lizards, and someone confirming yes. I went and tracked down the Raps Prison Discord server and found this by a guy named Rack Attack claiming, for any of the people wondering what happened to the server, I got your back. One of the main server owners made the server for money. I believe he was in college. He hyped everything up so people bought stuff, then ditched the server and took all the money. Sorry. Should mention, I wasn't able to find any evidence of Discord botting for this Rap server. So in conclusion, I went digging for these Discord bots and found out this insane web of something where it looks like that someone by the name of Economy will set a server up, have tons of bots go out to advertise it, and then will later sell the server. We can see that this has happened once before in Sparkverse, where he later sold the server to Davecraft, and it seems like after he got a hold of OP Mines, he started sending bots out before he was presumably kicked off the project, but copied all the files into Mortal Minds, which the bots have now started there as well. There are two conclusions that you can possibly draw from this. The first is that Economy, who is the link between all of these servers that have had bots, is responsible for the bots. He also seems to have a pretty bad reputation online, so it would make sense, even though we don't have any damning evidence. We have a lot of collaboration from a lot of people de-vouching this guy and his reputation as a server owner. The second theory is that because of this bad reputation, Economy or A22 or Lizards or however he wants to go by, has severely pissed someone off. And whoever he is pissed off is following him from server to server trying to get his Discords shut down, which is possible. Apparently the Mortal Minds Discord has already been shut down once before and had to be remade, so it kind of doesn't make sense for them to continue to advertise when that risk is ever looming. I think it'll be very telling which of these two it is if, one, the Mortal Minds server continues to exist. I think that we can probably say that Economy isn't responsible for these bots, and that instead someone has a vendetta against him. If Economy in the near future abandons Mortal Minds or even sells it on MC Market or something along that line, I feel like we could say in confidence that he is behind the Discord bots in some capacity. I do want to mention that I actually went out of my way to message Password. I messaged him very early on before I found out that he went by the alias Economy, and I wanted to ask him why he was the connection between OP Minds and Mortal Minds and why these two servers were getting bots and if he knew anything. He never ended up responding to me. This was a few days ago. I should mention that yesterday I also messaged Voxadub after hearing that apparently Voxadub was scammed by Economy out of OP Minds files. I was able to track him down on Instagram. I sent him a message yesterday. Sadly, Voxadub has not gotten back to me. And there you have it, guys. I went digging for copper and I found gold. I thought that this Discord bot thing was going to be a lot simpler than what it ended up being, but it was way more complicated than I could have possibly imagined. At the end of the day, if you see these Discord bots, ignore them, because it looks more than likely that the servers that they are linked to are scams. I feel kind of confident that OP Minds is fine. OP Minds has been around for a long time. It seems to have gone through a couple of owners, and it looks like that the person who is most likely the perpetrator has been kicked off of the project. So OP Minds is fine. I don't know about Mortal Minds though. I wouldn't suggest joining it, to be really honest, because it kind of seems like we don't know what to think of it. I also need you guys to keep in mind that you should take this video with a grain of salt, because while I've presented a lot of my research, none of this evidence is like 100%. None of it is damning. It's a lot of people just giving their experience, a lot of like witnesses, I guess you could say, but we don't know if this is people trying to drag someone's name through the mud. And we also don't know if this is someone who is trying to make someone look bad or trying to bring someone down. We don't know if people are lying, telling the truth. We don't know. So I want you guys to take this video with a grain of salt, trying to act on it, but for love of God, if you see these bots, just ignore them, because this is just crappy, whatever is going on. But I think it's safe to say that these Discord bots are far more insidious than I first realized. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Brady and Ron and Allsman and Slade, and you four are like, you're chef's kiss, you're good. My lovely patrons, thank you, you're amazing. This video is possible because of you people. Banjo tier. All of you. This has been great. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know. If you liked this video, this took a while to make because I had to do a lot of research. Please give it a like, especially if you come this far. Give me a sub if you haven't already. And there you go. My Patreon will be linked. I am a Minecraft server runner myself. If you want to go to my server, go for it. Just keep in mind that if you join our Discord, you might be getting messaged by these bots because it seems like everyone is these days. Thanks for watching. Bye.